just met with Jeff Kuo for coffee. He just started a new gig at LinkedIn, which is really cool. He seemed super excited about it, so we talked about the process. We talked about kind of his conversation to leave IWT, a place he's been working with for, well, unofficially for like 10 years and officially for 5. And man, that just must have been a really hard conversation. Not hard, but something that would make you nervous for sure. But he seems really excited about it, and nice to catch up with him since, he was the person who really got me into, he really helped get me started down this path. I actually met him at a IWT event years and years ago in Los Angeles, and he's one who helped get me into IWT, and without IWT I wouldn't be working at Reforge, wouldn't have been able to get out of entertainment. So definitely owe a lot to him. And actually, one thing that I did was I asked him about his salary range, and this is something that I try to do with people I feel comfortable with, people who are good friends. I asked them what their range is, if they're willing to share, and this just gives me more data on what is a reasonable ask when I am doing any salary negotiation. The more data you have, the better off you're going to be. And if you're friends with someone, they are more likely than not going to be willing to share that with you. So anyways, I asked him, he told me about what range he was at I Will Teach, as well as the range he is currently at his new company. Definitely recommend this to people. I think we don't talk about salary enough, even among friends. And look, the more information you have, the better off you're going to be. This is something I started doing when I worked in entertainment, and I will continue to do it because it just gets me so much better off. People feel weird about talking about money, but you shouldn't be, right? Like it's important, and I don't know, they feel there's all these like mixed emotions about whether you should or should not talk about it, and I think that's silly. I think because there's like status attached to how much you're making, but if you can let go of that, if you can let go of the ego around it, you're going to be much better off. Into work right now, work being Brian's apartment, and as you can see, it's still raining here in San Francisco.
It was really cute. I had my legs together, and he came over
pawing.
and he was like, move aside.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we stay through the end of the year. It's like, I want to be like...
We're talking about the launch for Reforge.
The Reforge launch.
Yeah.
The spring cohort.
Spring cohort.
New word for live cohort.
Spring cohort.
Let's call it the live experience bright.
Oh, did you hear that Eventbrite IPO'd?
Did they?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I just heard that the other day. I don't know if you heard anything about that.
Yeah, huge fan of those Eventbrite guys. Huge fan.
Okay, so
orange jacket.
So we're going on this retreat tomorrow to Napa. But shortly after that, we have the live spring cohort experience launching. How you feel we're doing in terms of engineering?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. As the Matrix architect once said, this is the 6th time we've done this sort of thing. Is it 6 times? I don't even know. It's one of those times.
God, when did we start? We started almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we've run, this is maybe the 4th time? That's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's 4 times.
It's nuts. So I feel pretty good about it. There is some like underlying changes, and it gets more complicated every time. But I know that Chris is there to answer all the emails that come through from the books.
Yeah.
So
And the drift.
the drifts.
the drifts.
No, I'm excited. I always like cohort season. You know, it's a good time. It just, you know, you have like the doldrums comes through, and it just feels like it's kind of a little slow. And but the cohort season, you know, it's very busy. So I like being busy in general.
It is mad that we've done. It's like we've done so many, and yeah, we're here.
This is us.
I actually can't wait till we figure out like the next step, whether it's like the flushing out the subscription or like doing this like HBS model, and just seeing like the evolution of like our next step with Reforge.
What's so crazy is like the revenue targets being hit every time. You know, and
Without changing our marketing mix.
without changing any marketing, right? Some experiments went through the brief thing,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and like the blogs, right? But no, it's definitely there's something there, you know. As long as we wedge ourselves in and like establish like a decent like product market fit outside of growth itself, like the topic of growth itself, I think that we'll be fine. Yeah.
It's remarkable that it's all word of mouth,
Yeah.
and that it continues, and we continue to hit revenue goals, literally, and cutting back on marketing channels, if anything. Literally, we try and experiment and then cut it back, try and experiment and cut it back, and yet we've continued to see more applicants each year,
Yeah.
and continue to accept more applicants. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on, actually? If you think about it that way, it is pretty remarkable.
It's good stuff.
Cool.
I like it.
Here's one, right?
We're all so even.
It was
like,
actually
it's-
very even.
I thought it was gonna be. Oh, are you recording?
I'm recording.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
I don't think there was a clear like
There wasn't. No, it was definitely like real back and forth.
yeah.
Solid.
But we can all agree that I still want to beat everybody, correct?
Definitely.
I think we all beat everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Everyone.
yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
had
yeah,
their
yeah,
shot.
Every other moment.
Everybody won multiple games.
Yeah,
All right, I gotta go.
Everyone won and lost.
See you guys tomorrow morning.
Later, Brian.
I
Yeah,
thought this
everyone.
was- I thought this was like 10 minutes away.
That's for his Uber, right? He has his own Uber right here.
No, he said his Uber was like 12 minutes away.
Oh.
Didn't want to be on video.